Hello, I'm Alastair McIntyre of electricscotland.com, and I'd like to tell you a bit about our humour section on Electric Scotland. And essentially it's a place where if we find a really good humour story or a joke that we like, we have a habit of putting up in that section. I would say most are certainly Scottish, but some won't be anything to do with Scotland, just that we found it funny and thought we'd like to share it with you. I'll give you a couple of examples that you'll find in the humour section. One is basically our son Angus was down at an English university, and his mum came down from the Isle, Western Isles, to have a wee visit with him. And she's sitting in his room and we're having a wee chat and blather. And she's asking him, she's saying, Angus, how are you getting on? Are you getting on okay down here? And he's saying, well, Mum, he said, it's a bit difficult here. He said, for example, the person on this left-hand side of my room, he keeps banging his head against the wall, and it's terribly noisy. And the person on the other side just seems to wail all the time. I really don't understand it. Just wails and wails and wails. That's Mum saying, oh, Angus, how do you cope with that? He says, well, Mum, I just sit here and play my bagpipes. You're also going to get particular Scottish humour, which maybe some won't quite get, but it is a particular brand of Scottish humour. I'm going to give you one example of that. It's essentially that the Highland regiments were well known for keeping in touch with their families, so they all wrote home very regularly, but it became a bit of a joke with the kind of English soldiers. And this particular day when the Highland regiment was coming off the battlefield, an English regiment was going on, and they started to pull some fun at the Highlanders for writing home all the time. And I think one of them, Jock, says, and you never write home to your folks? And the answer is, oh hi, Jock, we write home 3 days a week, all the time. Aye, I'll bet. And Jock says quietly, well, next time you write home to your mother, tell her you've seen the soldiers. So you've got to think about that a wee bit, but obviously meaning that if you're real men, you write home. If you're not, you don't. So anyway, in there you'll find a great collection, and we've also got a couple of special links. One to my great friend Alastair McIntyre back in Scotland, who's got tons of anecdotes and everything, and so there's a wee link to all his sayings and verses he's collected over the years. And we also put a link to the Scottish Independent's Scott Wit section, and that's a section where not only do you can read the humour, but if you click the link you can also listen to the humour story being told to you in real audio. So we think it's a light-hearted, fun part of the site, and certainly if you've got a particular humour story that you think would be appropriate, we'd always be delighted if you sent it in, and we'll certainly consider putting it up on the website. So there you have our humour section, and I certainly hope you enjoy it. Thanks.